Good morning. My name is Tim Versteeg. It's my great pleasure to be the Director of Lifespan Religious Education at this fine establishment we call the San Antonio Unitarian Universalist Church. My pronouns are he, him. And we have a very special event this morning. It is the world premiere of this children's choir with their adaptation of Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. And to write this song, they were asked a number of questions and they came up with these lyrics themselves. So I will be reading the questions while they, between the various verses as they perform, and it's pretty cool. I was here for rehearsal. What do you like about First UU? What makes our church special? How does our church make you feel? It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to just be still. It's okay to not know the answer. Why are you proud of our church? We accept everybody. What is your favorite thing about our church? We have a friends for support. We have a friends for support. We have a friends very much. We have a friends for support. Okay, now let's everybody sing the first verse together. Rejoice and come in.
That was amazing. Good morning. Buenos dias and welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Antonio. Our weekly worship is where we connect, share information and inspiration. My name is Donna Pereira. I am currently treasurer and a member of the board, and we'll be holding a budget workshop after the service if anyone wants to know more about the budget. I've been a member of this congregation for 8 years, but we have been a UU for about 27 years. I'm just so happy to be part of this wonderful group. Our faith is all-inclusive and all means all. We strive to enact a universal love that binds us in mutual care and affection, especially in our work for justice for our planet and all its people. Let us bring to mind the many different homelands of our ancestors and be grateful that we can join here in the beloved community, owing in part to their journeys. Let us recognize that San Antonio, also called Yanaguana, is the homeland of the Kacela people, whose people have lived here for over 8,000 years. Their descendants, knowledge keepers of this area, still struggle for the right to participate in decisions that affect their people, property, and sacred heritage sites. We invite those who are visiting us for the first time to rise so that we can see you and greet you. Please stand if you're new. Thank you. If you're interested in becoming a member of this community, please ask any member or staff. Any of us can help you join. We have a membership book that you sign, and we ask that you make an annual contribution to help fund the ministry. If you are new to us or visiting for the first time, we welcome you to fill out a yellow card. It's a visitor's card. We'd like to get to know you and follow up with you. Wherever you are on your life's journey, we hope you'll find your place with us. We have reserved the last 2 rows of pews for visitors, latecomers, and those who are mobility challenged. Now I invite you to greet your neighbors and extend a warm welcome to one another.
We light this flaming chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. In the search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace. I now invite you to rise in body or spirit to sing our first opening hymn, number 123 in your gray hymnal, Spirit of Life.
We are called as Unitarian Universalists to build the beloved community where all are welcome as blessings. Let's recite our covenant that articulates our promises and binds us together. Please read together. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. Su sacramento es la izquierda de la verdad, y su oración es el servicio. Convivir en paz, buscar sabiduría en libertad, dar a la humanidad nuestro servicio fraternal, para que todas las almas crezcan en armonía con la divinidad. Así pactamos el uno con el otro. All yours.
Stones, like candlelight, are timeless. They are solid, enduring, and grounding. Each stone we hold represents our individual strength, our shared foundation, and the lasting impact we have on one another. For the stone ceremony, we invite you to pick up a glass, pebble, hold it, feel its surface, and say a prayer or reflection. Then release it into the water. If you like, take it as a keepsake. An important part of our Sunday service is reading the community book of life. Today, we have flowers provided by Donna Pereira in memory of her husband, Drew Morton, who passed away a year ago today. He is missed. Someone writes, "To all those who are inviting Ramadan into their life this month, may it be full of peace, grace, and growth. For those fasting and or feeding others, may Allah bless us for our intentions, correct our mistakes, and purify our hearts." David Gillen writes, "My beloved baby girl Bella, my dog, passed away peacefully in my arms on Friday, March 14th at 1:35 a.m. She was with me, her papa, at the end. Please hold her in your heart and help her feel comfort in her new home." Another member writes, "Our hearts go out to the people and animals who have been at the mercy of the fires that continue to rage north of Fredericksburg." David Fagans writes, "Spring break week has been eventful. I am grateful for the career opportunities, and I'm happy to see my church family this Sunday." Another member writes, "For yesterday, World Waters Day, pray for rain, the health of our rivers, creeks, and oceans, and the protection of our sacred aquifers."
This reading is from John O'Donohue for Equilibrium, a Blessing. Like the joy of the sea coming home to shore, may the relief of laughter rinse through your soul. As the wind loves to call things to dance, may your gravity be lightened by grace. Like the dignity of moonlight restoring the earth, may your thoughts incline with reverence and respect. As water takes whatever shape it is in, so free may you be about who you become. As silence smiles on the other side of what's said, may your sense of irony bring perspective. As time remains free of all that it frames, may your mind stay clear of all it names. May your prayer of listening deepen enough to hear in the depths the laughter of the universe.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Andrea Lowe, and I'm here to talk to you about why I became a proud member here at the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Antonio. Hi, Pax, we love you. We are not asking you to give until it hurts, but please pledge what you can. As Jan said a couple of weeks ago, give until it feels good. Whatever the amount, every penny really does count. Your time counts, your talent counts, and your heart, that counts too. More than you know. I am a public school teacher, and we are famous for not being paid nearly enough. Thank you. Thanks, it's really hard. A couple of years ago, my car, which had been paid off, was stolen out of my driveway and wrapped around a phone pole. I had to buy another car, which means new car payments, higher insurance, etc. My house is almost as old as I am, and it seems like every month something very expensive needs repairs. I haven't been on vacation in about 5 years. I didn't want a dog, but he adopted me. And he needed heartworm treatment, so, you know, he's great, but for a free street puppy, he cost a pretty penny. And my most expensive responsibility is definitely my daughter. Food, clothes, monthly pediatrician visits, medicine, food, clothes, school supplies, birthday parties, books, food, clothes, Christmas, holiday candy and costumes, art supplies, and did I mention food and clothes? All this to say I am poor. I shop in the clearance section. I look for sales. I use coupons. I never turn down a free meal. I cut my own hair. I do my own nails, and I change my own oil. I rarely eat out. I don't really go to Starbucks, and avocados are not on my weekly grocery list. I count my pennies. So when I first started attending here, I was frankly surprised by how much value this church gave me. Our parents group is a thriving and diverse bunch of folks that opened their arms to me. In this group, I have found friendship, like when the other parents say, "Come sit with us." I have found understanding, like when I vent about the hardships of being a single mom raising a liberal child in today's world. I have found acceptance of my weird autistic quirks and eccentricities and LGBTQIA identity, and education about how to be a better parent. To me, these things are priceless. So how do I repay this church for giving me a priceless community when I am counting every penny, when there is no Starbucks to cut, no avocados to remove from the grocery cart? Well, I took a hard look at my budget and found the tiniest amount of wiggle room. It's not much, but I know that every penny counts for me and for this church. I am proud to pledge what I can, and not just in treasure. I volunteer whenever I can as well. I know that when I spend my time creating a flyer or a presentation or designing a possible mural for the wiggle room, that I'm giving back in the way that I can. And once in a while, I even have a bit of extra cash that I happily put in the offertory baskets, so my daughter can see that I contribute as best as I can, and she can be proud of me. So ponder this. How much is this church worth to you? How much value do you get from attending service? How much peace does it bring to your heart? How many friends have you made here? How much has this church community that you're a part of changed your life for the better? So thank you, all of you, for making me feel like I matter, like I am valued, when the rest of the world eyes me sideways and sneers. I am proud and happy to give back what I can when I can. Please, all of you, think about the time, the talent, and the treasure that you can pledge, and then proudly do so until it feels good. Thank you.
Okay, it is that time for the kids and the young at heart to come down and join me for a story. Come on down. So, no pictures today, so we got to use our imaginations, okay? But it is a story. Somebody called me out on it last week. That's not a story. We want a real story. Was that you? Somebody over here.
It was me.
It was you. Okay. I knew somebody did. So this is a story that comes from one of our Unitarian forebearers, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it's a simplicity story because we're talking about decluttering today. What do you want for Christmas? The father asked his daughter. She wrinkled her nose and scrunched her eyes and thought, do you want a doll? No. A tea set? No. A pony? No. Dad, I have to think. I want this year to be a special year, a year to remember. All right, you think and let me know. Ellen thought.
A bear.
What do you think she wanted?
A bear.
A bear?
Bear. A
Teddy bear.
A
A real bear. Okay.
A kitten.
A kitten?
A bear.
Any-
Wouldn't a bear be dangerous?
What's that, sir?
Wouldn't a bear be dangerous?
A bear may be dangerous, yes.
A wolf.
A wolf. Oh, we got...
A bear.
All right, well, let's see what she wanted. So she thought of candy, chocolate, new dresses, hats, boots, books, gloves, bears.
I knew it.
But none of those were what she wanted. What would be special? And each day her father asked her, Ellen, do you know what you want for Christmas yet? And Ellen would shake her head, nope, I'm still thinking. And after 4 days, her father said, Ellen, yes, Dad, I've decided. Well, I have a riddle, she said. It will tell you what gift I want for Christmas, and the riddle is this. You cannot buy it, for it is worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. Okay, hold on to it. Okay, let's say the riddle again, okay? You cannot buy it, for it is worth all the money you have, but only you can give it.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna hold off.
This is easy. So easy.
Well, the father has to figure it out still. We gotta work the story here.
He's going to say something in the garbage.
Well, it's his turn to think about the riddle. I have to find the perfect present for the mystery. So his father paced and pondered, because it takes the older guys a little while, right? He repeated the riddle over and over.
Ask a child.
You cannot buy it, for it is worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. You cannot buy it, for it's worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. You cannot buy it, for it's worth all the money you have, but only you can give it.
L-O-V-E. Love. It's love. Love.
You guys jump ahead on me all the time. I cannot buy it, but only I can give it. I know what it is. See, he caught up. And now he had to think how to give it. And under the Christmas tree, so how do you give that? That's the question now. Under the Christmas tree, there was no present from her father, and Ellen didn't expect one. After the presents were opened, Ellen's father said, it's now time for Ellen's present from me. Ellen, come and sit with me. So Ellen climbed into the armchair with her father. My present to you is very special, and I hope it's what you wanted, for it's not a book or a toy or clothes, but instead it's a present that is for all seasons and for each day. And this year, your Christmas present from me is that we will spend time together every week, just the two of us. For you're my special daughter, and I love you dearly. And Ellen hugged her father. I knew you'd figure it out, Dad, sooner or later. And her father said, yes, you cannot buy it, for it's worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. And it took a long time to figure out the answer, but when I did, I knew what gift you wanted, and the answer was simple. Give yourself and give love. Love doesn't cost money. No, it doesn't cost money. That's the point, Sarah. Oh, I tripped over the words.
Give all the money to her.
No, you don't. It doesn't cost money. You guys have been really fun this morning. So, if you are signed up for playground, you can head to the back. Do you want to come out? Where's Halen? She's back there? Okay.
The second reading is called Storage from Mary Oliver. When I moved from one house to another, there were many things I had no room for. What does one do? I rented a storage space and filled it. Years passed. Occasionally I went there and looked in, But nothing happened, not a single twinge of the heart. As I grew older, the things I cared about grew fewer, but were more important. So one day, I undid the lock and called the trash man. He took everything. I felt like the little donkey when his burden is finally lifted. Things, burn them, burn them. Make a beautiful fire. Have room in your heart for love, for the trees, for the birds who own nothing, the reason they can fly.
Clutter. We all have it in some way or form. Some manage it well, while others feel overwhelmed. So what is the big deal with clutter? Why talk about it? What makes it so significant in our day-to-day lives? Clutter has been shown to disturb the tranquility of our personal spaces, affect relaxation and recovery. For today, I will define clutter as anything physical, electronic, mental, emotional, or spiritual that takes up space, external or internal, visible or non-visible, that adversely affects our minds and takes away our sense of peace. So what is the magnitude of the problem? One study found that the average American household had more than 2,260 visible objects in just the living room and 2 bedrooms, not counting items in the kitchen, garage, or tucked away inside a drawer, cabinet, or boxes. Another study showed that the average American household has over $7,000 of unused stuff in their house. Many families amass more objects than their houses can hold that eventually spill over into the garage. 3 out of 4 Americans report that the garage is too full to put their car in it. In 2011, neuroscience researchers found that clearing clutter from one's environment resulted in a better ability to focus and process information, which increased productivity. A 2016 study showed how cluttered, chaotic environments, such as messy kitchens, influence snacking behavior. 101 undergraduate students participated under standard kitchen conditions or in chaotic kitchen conditions. They were asked to recall and write about a time when they felt particularly in control or out of control. They were then given cookies, crackers, and carrots to taste and rate. The cohort in the chaotic kitchen condition and the out-of-control mindset condition consumed almost 3 times as many cookies as those in the controlled mindset condition. Environmental psychology suggests that our environment greatly influences our mood and actions. A study from Princeton University showed that physical clutter diverts our attention, compromising our ability to concentrate. A disordered space leads to decreased productivity, heightened anxiety, and a sense of overwhelm. Studies have shown that levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, spike when confronted with clutter. Elevated cortisol levels can lead to chronic cognitive impairment, fatigue, weight gain, and immune system suppression. Every day, our inboxes are bombarded with emails with marketing messages, while subscriptions, bills, and correspondence from many years ago take up storage space for which we have to pay to keep and access. In his book, The Organized Mind, Dan Levitin says, in 2011, Americans took in 5 times as much information every day as needed compared to 1986, the equivalent of 175 newspapers. Each of us processes 34 gigabytes or 100,000 words every day. TV stations produced 85,000 hours of original programming daily as we watch an average of 5 hours of television every day. The equivalent of 20 gigabytes of audiovisual images. That is not counting YouTube, which uploads 6,000 hours of video every hour. Each of us has the equivalent of over 500,000 bytes stored on our computers, not to mention all the information stored in our cell phones or in the magnetic strips on the back of our credit cards. With mental clutter, we have a list of things to do that we don't address in a timely manner, forget to do, or simply procrastinate. Studies show a direct link between cluttered and messy environments with fatigue and depressive symptoms. Emotional clutter is what we carry from previous negative experiences and memories that stir up anxiety, shame, guilt, and regret, burdens that we would like to distance ourselves from. So why do we have clutter in our lives? What makes us hold on to things, thoughts, emotions, and memories that create more anxiety and discontent? What can clutter tell us about ourselves and how we see the world? Clutter is a reflection of our internal state, often tied to emotional reasons. Retaining possessions might be linked to fears of scarcity or an attachment to the past. In 1990, while helping my grandparents downsize, I came across piles of papers containing bills, newspaper articles, photographs dating as far back to the 1940s, tucked away and forgotten, accumulating dust over the years. To my grandmother, those were memories of things and places that she had left behind from her childhood days and early adulthood in Bangladesh before the partition of India in 1947. She had not seen them or used them and were out of her sight for so many years. Everything that comes into our lives, every experience that we relive has significance that we choose to hold on to or let go of. The apprehension of parting with items is a significant contributor to clutter. Such fears might arise from worries about future needs, guilt over unused resources, or anxiety about losing memories attached to possessions, as was apparent in my grandmother's case. So what can we do? Dealing with clutter is not easy. What I may perceive as clutter may have meaning to somebody else. The issue at hand is not to merely discard it all, but to decide whether to keep it and how to do so in a meaningful way. Those familiar with Marie Kondo and her method of managing clutter know that she starts with clothes in the closet. Anything that needs to be kept is done in a manner that is easily visible. The rest is let go. Then come papers and documents, followed by miscellaneous items in the garage, and then finally addressing items to which one has emotional attachments. Just discarding things is not the point of this method, but it is an important part of the process that provides an opportunity to learn from past memories. Letting go of unused belongings teaches you that you have no purpose for something in your life. On a practical level, discarding first also allows you to have an accurate grasp of how much actually needs to be stored. Only after you've discarded can you turn your full energy and attention to that which brings joy. David Allen, the author of Getting Things Done, talks about the benefits of clearing the mind through taking notes. Writing down thoughts clears the brain of clutter that interferes with our ability to focus on what needs our attention. It helps clear the mind and conserve mental energy expended in worrying that we might forget something. His 2-minute rule of do it, delegate it, defer it, and drop it is something that I try to incorporate in my life. If anything on the to-do list takes less than 2 minutes, then do it straight away. Delegate tasks that can be done by somebody else, then address anything that takes more than 2 minutes. And finally, some things are just not worth spending time on. On my personal journey, I admire Admiral McRaven's speech. If you want to change the world, first make your bed. For those of you who haven't seen it, I tell you, it is an amazing thing. It was given at the commencement ceremony of UT Austin. I think it was back in 2014. It is really a fantastic thing to hear, and there's a book out about it as well. I use the Japanese principle of Kaizen, which focuses on the basic principle of making small changes for long-term benefits. A 2-minute tidy every morning helps to get the ball rolling. The questions that I ask myself are, do I really need to hold on to this thing or this relationship anymore? Does it fill me with energy and happiness? Does it serve me? Must I accumulate several of the same things even though they are identical? The official start of spring is just 4 days away, 20th of March. If we look around us, we find the seasonality of nature. Caterpillars metamorphose into butterflies, snakes shed their skin, trees lose their leaves, and this only reinforces the law of nature that growth and rejuvenation require letting go of things that no longer serve us on our journey. Many cultures around the world celebrate springtime and the significance of renewal. Be it St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, the Dionysus Festival in Greece, Nowruz in Persia, Holi in India, Songkran in Thailand, Sung Bun Nohi in Japan, and Easter, which is only a month away. It is a time for renewal of spirit and hope. We have it within us to renew, to rejuvenate, and to rise in ways that bring value into our lives. With spring cleaning, we get to define how we want to manage the burden of things that take away our peace of mind. In Buddhist teachings, one of the root causes of suffering in this world is that of attachment. Jack Kornfield, an American author and Buddhist practitioner, wrote, "In the end, the only 3 things that matter are, how much have you loved? How gently did you live? How gracefully did you let go of things?" So I ask you today, how do you plan to deal with what you define as clutter in your lives? Generosity has been the cornerstone of our church. And for our Share the Plate, today's offering will be shared with the Free Battered Texas Women. I now invite Alison Holm-Crozier to tell us a little more about this organization.
Good morning. My name is Alison Holm-Crozier, and I've been a member of First UU since 2017. I also serve as a board member for Free Battered Texas Women. FBTW's co-founder and executive director, Dr. Kathy Marston, was planning to be here this morning. Unfortunately, she's not feeling well, and she asked me to pass along her message. As a formerly incarcerated survivor of domestic violence, this church is one of the few places where Kathy always feels that she belongs. She extends her gratitude for your consistent support, which has helped to sustain and uplift FBTW's mission over the years. When survivors of domestic violence defend themselves or their children, or when they become implicated in crimes committed by an abusive partner, they may be arrested and imprisoned. FBTW works to stop the arrests of these women and promote clemency for those who have already been impacted by the criminal legal system. FBTW also empowers incarcerated and formerly incarcerated survivors, helping them build the whole and productive lives they deserve. FBTW's programs fall under 4 pillars: prevention, education, advocacy, and healing. Many of you have attended our educational events, such as our exhibit, Acting Under Duress, Surviving with Resilience, which debuted in First UU's Fellowship Hall and showed most recently at the University of Incarnate Word during Dream Week. Church members and friends have also participated in advocacy activities, such as signing letters in support of the Mercy for Survivors bill. This morning, I would like to highlight FBTW's 4th pillar, our current and planned efforts in support of healing. FBTW builds trust and fosters recovery through correspondence with survivors who are currently incarcerated and through phone calls and emails with women who've already been released. We're developing the capacity for in-person visits and gatherings, including a healing retreat that would bring together survivors from across the state. By sharing information and creating connections, FBTW encourages mutual support among survivors and hopes to relieve feelings of isolation. We also increase access to legal remedies, such as a pardon process that is now available for survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking. Since 2020, when FBTW and our partner organizations founded the State Clemency Council, 28 survivors have received pardons. On a personal note, Kathy would also like to share that she submitted her own pardon application in December of 2024. Your contributions help make this work possible. Thank you so much for your continued generosity.
I now invite the ushers to come forward. We bless these gifts and we bless the givers. Thank you. And now, please rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn, number 311 in the Gray Hymnal, Let It Be a Dance. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of hope, the warmth of community, which we hold in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace. Blessed be.